I don't like the half and half scarves at football. Not at all. But I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. I'm going to explain why. But the reason I'm talking about this is because West Ham have banned half and half scarves. I think the half and half scarf bit is almost like the headline. The most important bit about this, and I think this is a really, really good move, is it's the banning of opposition colours in the home end at West Ham. Quite right too. Bravo. Not before time, and let's be perfectly honest, I don't think this would be happening had all the protests, the vote of no confidence. Had that not have happened, I don't think we'd be getting this now. I think maybe about it. This was the wake-up call that the club needed to say, look, there's a lot of stuff that needs fixing here. It was definitely one of them. One of the bad things about attending the London Stadium is that you will often see, when you're in there, an opposition fan. And quite brazenly. I've got to, as I say, I've been hypocritical here. I'll tell you now, I remember getting rumbled at Southampton, in the Southampton end, and Freddie Canute did a really nice bit of skill, and I sort of went, come on. And the geezer next to me, he looked at me and went, yeah, he said, I did wonder. He said, it's all right, your secret's safe with me. I think people know it happens, right? People know that away fans sneak in. Sometimes the only way you can get a ticket. Away fans sneak into the home end. But you be respectful, right? You don't start standing up in the way end and start singing, come on, you irons. Do you know what I mean? And stuff like that is my point, right? Sorry, in the home end. But at West Ham is different. At the London Stadium is different. They're quite brazen. People rock up in Arsenal shirts and Liverpool shirts, all shirts, basically. They're not West Ham fans, and they sit there with their shirts on, taking selfies. The stewards don't care, because to be fair, a lot of the stewards are not West Ham fans, which was not the case at Upton Park. The stewards are West Ham fans, anyway. So this happens, and it's tedious. It's not even allowed, by the way. This is against Premier League rules. But it's gone on unchecked for a long, long time. So anyway, let me read you what's happened. Let me read you. This is actually on the club website. West Ham United would like to make supporters aware that enhanced security measures will be in place for Saturday's match against Tottenham Hotspur. This includes additional checks at turnstiles, restrictions on half and half scarves, or items illustrating the colours, crests of both clubs, to ensure home areas remain for West Ham United fans only. We would like to kindly ask all supporters, but whatever, you don't need to hear that last bit. This is tricky for the club, and I'll tell you why. The club rely heavily on tourists, and I would suggest your tourist is the person that buys the half and half scarf. I think the problem, listen, we would love that place to be absolutely full of just West Ham fans. Tourists, they turn up, they don't sing, they don't cheer when they score. They're probably not the dangerous factor in the stadium, though. The thing that will make things kick off there is an away fan in there cheering. Whatever, Tottenham go 1-0 up. Hopefully they don't. Tottenham fans in there giving it all of that. It can get a bit feisty, right? That's really the issue. So I think in their attempts to try and stop away fans sneaking in, they may well have done a funny thing on themselves with tourists. But I'm not a fan of the half and half scarf. I'm going to tell you a story. Because I do think it's different in football and other things. So I really like rugby union, but I wouldn't suggest I've necessarily got a team. I've gone and watched Bath a few times. I've probably watched Bath play more than I've had actual Baths, but I bet I've watched Bath a few times and Wasps when they're at Wickham. I've watched Wasps a few times, but I wouldn't say I've got a club. Anyway, I don't know, about 10 years ago, something like that, Saracens, who were the top team at the time, were playing Harlequins, right? Up at Wembley Stadium. And I got a ticket. I thought, oh, yeah, you know what? Now, rugby's different. You don't sort of have... People just muck in. It's like the cricket. People just stand next to each other. No one's going to kick off. No one's going to have a fight or anything like that. So it's fine. And so I must admit, I went to Wembley and I did it as a day out. In many respects, I was a rugby tourist. And somewhere on my... I was going to say it's in my wardrobe. It's on my floordrobe, basically. Somewhere in that complete mess in my bedroom is my half and half scarf. Harlequins, Saracens. Guilty as charged. But I do think it's different in football. I really, really do. Because you're not like that in football, are you? It's not like going and watching rugby or going and watching Formula One. You know, it's just different. You have your team and you have the team for all of your life. And I don't know. I've just never been a fan of the half and half scarf. Do you know what? I'm always amazed when you walk past them, the half and half scarf sellers. I always think, how do you earn any money? You know, they're all there. They've got big bags. They've got big bags of stuff, big bags of scarves and all the rest of it. I understand how they sell the home scarves. And actually, I would even argue that some of the home scarves they sell are better than the ones you can get in a club shop, right? Because they do have some of the traditional ones there. The half and halves, I'm thinking, who's buying that stuff? Look, clearly somebody does or they wouldn't do it. But anyway. So no half, and if you're thinking of going to the game with your half and half scarf, don't bother. If you're thinking of going in the Tottenham kit, don't bother unless you're going in the Tottenham end. Anyway. I think it's a good thing, though. I do. I think it's a really, really good thing. I do wonder what else we're going to see. I do think this is the first thing. What I would say is we've seen this from the club before, where they come under pressure and they change small things. When I say small things, it's not important. It is, but it's an easy to change thing. You can do that, can't you? You can stop away fans, particularly with all the security they've got. You have to go through 2 separate security checks to get in the stadium. Ample opportunity to say, "Oh, you show us your, not that. Show us your shirt." You can go in. You can't. It's a lot easier to do that than move the seats forward, isn't it? Let's be perfectly honest. Anyway, I tell you something, right? Good news. Sorry, that's the dog. It's all right. Let sleeping dogs lie. He's just had a little shake up. You want to see the dog? I'll show you the dog. He's had a bit of a trim up, right? There he is. What's that there? What's that there, Zippy? There he is. He's been to the groomers. Been to the groomers, haven't you? Yeah, he's been to the groomers. Yeah. Looking very. I wanted more whiskers on him. Can you show me your whiskers? You going to go show me whiskers? No? All right. I wanted a bit more whisker on him. Didn't I? I wanted a bit more whisker. All right, off you go. Going to let him go out now. Go on, off you go, Zippy. Good boy. Hard edit while we get rid of the dog. Before I go any further and tell you this wonderful news about Niclas Füllkrug and why Graham Potter is so happy, can I please point in the direction of today's video sponsor, which is Boyle Sports. Of course, Boyle Sports, you recognise them, right? They are the West Ham sponsor and they're also Hammers Chat partners, and we're absolutely delighted to be partnered with them. Why? Well, because we can give you boosted odds. Now, tomorrow we'll be along with some boosted odds on a bet builder, which Hammers Chat are doing, but Boyle Sports have also taken the incentive themselves and they have boosted a West Ham bet. Now, here's what I've got it written down for you. If West Ham win 2 games out of the next 4, they have boosted the odds from 9-4 to 5-2. Now, here's the important thing. If what you want to do is get a bunch of free bets with Boyle Sports, then use the link in the description below and you will get £40 worth of free bets. You don't get this stuff just by going on Google and searching it. No. Use the link below. They know you come from Hammers Chat. They know you're a West Ham fan. If you do that, sign up using that link. You get £40 worth of free bets. That's £30 worth of sports bets, £10 worth of casino bets. But there is terms and conditions, which I would encourage you all to read. But I know it's small print and you don't like doing it, but it's important. It's gambling, so you've got to bet responsibly. It's for 18 years and above. And with this offer, you have to deposit £10 and place a £10 bet. Once that bet ends, then you get the 40 quid credited to your account. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. We've got a lot of boosted odds. And if you join me and Gio for our build-up show ahead of Saturday's game against Tottenham, then we'll do our normal live bet and give somebody, hopefully, the opportunity to win some money if one of the bets comes in. Right then. Niclas Füllkrug. I've got to say, we mentioned a couple of days ago that Füllkrug might not be as injured as we first thought, or as was first suggested. It's not the first time this has happened this week. And I am starting to look. Niclas Füllkrug got injured. There's no doubt about it. He went away with international duty and he came back. But Graham Potter today in his press conference called it a slight knock. But he's trained today. Niclas Füllkrug has trained today. Now, I started hearing a couple of days ago, he's okay. There's nothing big. Now, this is a bit weird because I did a video 3 or 4 days ago, whenever it was, on this channel, because there was this big rumour coming around. Crescencio Somerville is injured. His hamstring has gone. His other hamstring's gone now. People were saying he might need surgery again. It was never even remotely close to it. The players were given, all of them, with international break, were given a little bit of time off, a couple of days off. Then they were back to training. Crescencio Somerville hasn't missed a day's training. In fact, Graham Potter said they've all been training very well, including Somerville. People were saying he's flying. He's absolutely flying in training. So I just think it's a bit weird that these rumours come out. So I don't know. Makes it very, very hard to believe anything at the moment. Crescencio Somerville wasn't injured at all. And certainly Niclas Füllkrug didn't have a long-term injury. Now, I'm guilty. I got suckered in by this myself, because, let's be fair, it's very believable, isn't it? Particularly where Füllkrug is concerned, because he spent more time injured for West Ham than he has been available. And it immediately, you get cross with the recruitment, right? Which, don't get me wrong, I think they should have bought a striker anyway. Even if Füllkrug and Callum Wilson are fit, I still think it's a bit risky by not getting a striker, right? But nonetheless, he's good. He's good. And they've actually got a full squad to pick from, apparently. Everyone. It's going to be really interesting to see what he does. Myself and Gio have discussed this already on our preview, which you can go and watch over on the main channel. I don't know if it's been uploaded at the point I upload this, but it will be very, very shortly if it's not. Also, what we did was there were so many choices. We've actually done an additional video about who makes the bench, because we think there's going to be some people missing from the bench, and we're not sure he's going to go and do 2 goalkeepers. He could now, couldn't he? Because Fabianski's come back, like Moyes used to do. But we do think we're wondering if he's going to be brave enough, or is he just going to pick all these senior players? Rodriguez going to be in there and all that. So myself and Gio have done a separate video, which we put over on Patreon, which we're going to make it a semi-regular thing. We've got a lot of content goes up on Patreon. It's basically our third Hammers Chat channel. But we're thinking we might add this to the repertoire, so to speak. Only when we won't be doing it with an injury crisis, because there won't be a video to do. We'll just be saying, right, okay, well, he's only got a handful of players ready, so we know what the bench is going to be. But anyway, we thought we'd do it. So if you want to go and check that out, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can just join Patreon. We got 3 separate tiers. The lowest one is just £3.60 a month. That's it. Quite a reasonable price, we like to think anyway. If not, if you'd like to dip your toe in the water first without committing to the full plunge, then you can use the link in the description below and take advantage of our 7-day free trial. You can use the link, or you can just Google Hammers Chat Patreon. That'll take you to it. We would very much appreciate your support if you want to go and check that out. That'll be going up. We've just recently done a naked podcast, behind the scenes podcast. We had the Babbling Irons going on there. We've got the Overland and C Word, which has gone up there. We've got the opposition preview. We've got breakfast shows. We've got player ratings. There's a lot of stuff on Patreon. Might be sick of hearing us talk, in which case you're probably all right with that stuff. But if you like it, and hopefully you do, then please go and check it out. Whilst you're here, just want to say a massive thank you to everybody that tunes in, everybody that leaves comments, and everybody that's subscribed and pressed the subscribe bell thing next to that button in the last month. Really, really appreciate it. Right, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to go and raid my bedroom and try and find that half and half scarf, just so as I can prove to you what an indecisive rugby union fan I am.